In the previous graph we showed how indifference maps for price-taking producers emerge, where those indifference maps are composed of isoprofit lines that have a slope of wage divided by price and an intercept of profit divided by price. Producers become better off as they move to the northwest in the graph, because as they move to the northwest, they are producing more with less and therefore earning more revenue and incurring fewer costs. We also noted that unlike for consumers, the indifference curves or isoprofit lines for producers are shaped by the prices that happen in the economic environment. Therefore, as prices change, producer tastes as represented by these isoprofit lines will change. The basic tastes are still the same, they still desire profit, but what that means in terms of the indifference map changes. Let's begin in panel A with the isoprofit line we started with in the previous graph. We assumed that the wage was $20 an hour and the price of a packet of Economist cards was $5. Since the wage is 4 times as high as the price, and the slope of the isoprofit line is W over P, we get a slope equal to 4. We have an intercept of 40, which is equal to profit divided by price. And since price is equal to 5, that implies that the profit along this isoprofit line is $200. Now, if the wage decreases to $10 per hour, then the slope of the isoprofit, which is wage divided by price, will fall from 20 divided by 5, which was 4, to 10 divided by 5, which is 2. The intercept doesn't change, because the intercept is profit divided by price and only wage has changed. The decrease in the wage therefore results in a new isoprofit line corresponding to $200 in profit. In panel B, we'll ask what happens when the price of the output increases from $5 to $10, and we'll start with the initial isoprofit line corresponding to the $5 price and the $20 per hour wage. Since the slope of isoprofit lines is W divided by P, we had an initial slope of 20 divided by 5, or 4, which now becomes a new slope of 20 divided by 10, or 2. Thus the slope becomes shallower as the price increases, just as it did for a wage decrease in panel A. But now the intercept also changes. Remember, the intercept is profit divided by price. So if we want to graph the isoprofit line corresponding to $200 in profit, we have to divide $200 by the new price, which is 10, to get the new intercept. 200 divided by 10 is 20. So the intercept shifts down from 40 to 20, and the slope becomes shallower as the price of the output increases. The doubling of the output price therefore results in a new isoprofit line corresponding to $200, an isoprofit line with shallower slope and lower intercept. We should be able to make intuitive sense of what's happening in these graphs. In panel A, the wage decreased, which means that if we hire an additional hour of labor, it costs us less, and we therefore don't have to sell as many additional Economist cards in order to make up for that additional cost and keep profit constant. Thus the shallower slope. Of course, if we don't use any labor, as we do in the production plan that's at the vertical intercept, then a change in the wage doesn't affect us at all, and so the intercept doesn't change. In panel B, the wage stayed the same, but the output price increased, which again means that if I hire an additional hour of labor, I'm not going to have to sell as many additional cards, because I can now sell them for more each in order to make up for the additional labor cost. Thus the shallower slope of the isoprofit line. But it also means that even if I don't use any labor at all, my profit is affected, and so the intercept changes. Of course, whatever happens to one of the isoprofit lines in these graphs will happen to all of them, because the whole map of isoprofit lines that represents the producer's tastes must be composed of parallel lines. And the reverse happens when wages increase or prices decrease, making isoprofit lines steeper, and in the case of a price decrease, shifting up the intercept.